Ariel Helwani responds to Paddy Pimblett and Dana White yesterday on the MMA Hour. I'll tell you what he has to say in just 1 second here. But before I do that, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Those three things really do help out this channel a lot. So if you missed the first video I did yesterday responding to what Paddy Pimblett and Dana White had to say about Ariel Helwani, MMA journalist Ariel Helwani, that is, make sure you check that out. But Ariel has since responded then, and I had to do a second video just because there was a lot of stuff that Ariel said that kind of clears up a lot of the things that Dana and Paddy had said. So I'm not going to go through this entire thread. By the way, shout out to Jedi Goodman, someone who's constantly clipping the MMA hours, makes it a little bit easier to kind of digest here as far as what he's been saying. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was said yesterday that, you know, Ariel was fired from ESPN, that Ariel was asking Paddy to do this interview instead of a paid opportunity. There was a lot of stuff said. Ariel went through everything. I thought he did a great job. You know, he was really adamant about saying, look, like, you can talk crap about me, I'm expecting that, but just don't lie. And that's what he exposed here, was just a lot of the lies that were said on that podcast. So I'll kind of mention what he said here. I'm not going to go through the entire thing. There's about 40 minutes here, I think, of him going on about this and showing the different steps and stuff. But I'll show you the most damaging thing that he sort of posted here, which was catching Paddy in this lie about, you know, that Ariel was the one asking him to do the interview and everything like that. So we'll play that here. I'll give my thoughts after and just sort of my overall opinion on everything in this video. So here we go.
21. Paddy sends me a voice note. This is what the voice note said.
Yo, the big fella. What's going down, Ariel? Just thought I'd let you know, lad, if you wanted to say hi or do anything with a man. I'll be in NYC in November. I think I'm going to be there from the 3rd to the 6th. And then I'll be coming back again on the 17th or the 18th. And then be coming back to Liverpool on the 23rd. So I'm about in New York, 2 separate occasions, just in case you want to see your mate. You know what I'm saying?
October 27th. That's Paddy Pimblett sending me a voice note saying, hey, I'm going to be in New York if you want to do anything. I didn't reach out to him. I didn't ask him. He's saying, if you want to say hello or do anything together, right? I obviously understood that to be an interview or some sort of media thing. I write back, that would be amazing. I'd love to have you in studio on the show. Cool. I also asked them in here, are you vaccinated? That was a rule that we had back in the day. Sorry for asking. I just have to because of the NYC building policy. If not, all good. I have another idea. He wrote, yeah, I'm vaccinated. I'm not one of those anti-vax dickheads. I'm sorry for having to read this to you guys, but again, what he just told was a lie, and that annoys me. Then I write back, good man. Want to come in studio? When'd you get in on the 3rd? Then he says, I'm coming from San Diego, all that. I say, how about Monday, November 21st? He writes back, I'll speak to Graham, as I'll be with him most of the time. Graham is his longtime manager, Graham Boylan, also promoter for Cage Warriors. Didn't hear back. That's October 28th, November 3rd. I write back, hey, matey, any word on the visit? He writes back, I'm in NYC now. Ariel, got something with Barstool and Howler Head tomorrow on a podcast Friday morning. You'd have to...
So anyways, we're not going to play this entire clip, but you kind of get the idea here that Paddy made it sound like Ariel was the one asking him to come on the show, but he has, you know, voice proof that it was Paddy who did this. So I'm with Ariel here, like, and I feel this way as well about people who say things about me. Like, don't lie. Like, if you're going to lie, make sure you got the receipts to back up what it is you're saying here. I think this is just a really bad look here. Basically, if you didn't see what happened after this, basically Paddy gave him the runaround. His manager said, oh, well, you can do the interview through BT Sport. Just let me know your budget, meaning, are you going to pay for the interview? And then things sort of went down from there. And yeah, I think, you know, look, this whole video isn't here to just, you know, praise Ariel, but I think it speaks in general about how things are circulated on the internet. Everyone assumed yesterday, just based off what Paddy said, that it was Ariel asking for the interview and that he's an egomaniac and that he's like, how dare you not come on my show? But that's not what happened here. Paddy's the one who reached out to him. So I think this is the most important thing that Ariel said yesterday. Again, 40 minutes. There's a lot of stuff he kind of debunked here, but it just goes to show that everyone, if you see something on the internet, people just believe it and they never get the other side of things. And credit to Ariel for keeping this. I'm one of those people that, you know, anytime fighter messages me, I usually, you know, I like to keep things organized, so I get rid of things, but good on him for keeping, you know, all this stuff to, you know, kind of back up his claims, because he could just claim what happened here without any proof, and there'd probably be a lot of fans who don't believe him. So I thought Ariel came across really well. I think even the biggest Paddy Pimblett fans, you got to know that this does not look good for him, right? Like him lying about that, lying about Ariel being fired from ESPN. Ariel went on to show that ESPN actually came out with the statement saying they enjoyed working with him. Like if someone's fired, the ESPN's not going to make a statement, sort of praising the work that Ariel did. So there was a lot of stuff here. Again, this is a very long thread, but credit to Jedi Goodman, who actually went through this and kind of looked at, all the different factors here. Again, like, look at this. It's just, it's a very long thread. And again, like everyone was talking about this yesterday. And here's the thing, Paddy's got to fight in a couple of days. Like, why would you want this spotlight on you for something that's, very petty when it comes down to it? So there's that. So again, I think, watching, if you go through this entire thread, I would like people to do that. I'm not going to do it here because, again, I don't want to just, this video is not just about everything that Ariel said, but I'm trying to summarize it the best way I can. But again, don't always believe one side of the story. I think that's the thing we can learn here. Just because something's on the internet doesn't mean that it's necessarily true. So again, Ariel went through and debunked the whole thing about him being fired, the fact that Ariel asked for the interview. And then, the other interesting thing that I didn't even really mention yesterday is, Paddy complaining about how, he brings in viewers to Ariel's show and that Ariel should, give him some money for that. Who's he sitting next to in the interview? It's Dana White, the guy who's writing his checks. If there's an issue if he's worried about not being paid enough, he should be asking his boss. And I even saw some people yesterday joking that, hey, did Paddy pay Dana to come on for the interview? Probably not, right? So look, and I've read all the comments. I've seen people, disagree with me, call me biased, all this stuff. But the fact of the matter is this: you do not see other sports have athletes asking for compensation when doing an interview. I mean, it's insane. And let's say, for example, I'll give you a devil's advocate here. Let's say, for example, an athlete does an interview and that interview goes viral and that video makes a ton of money on YouTube or whatever. And it goes somewhere with the company and it gives them a lot of exposure. Have you ever seen a professional athlete tell a media outlet, say, hey, can I get a cut of that? No, it's insane. So that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Like, people got to understand, you cannot pay for interviews. If you pay for interviews, there's a conflict of interest there. There's a power dynamic in terms of paying money and all that. It's not a good look at all. So I have no time for people who want to sit here and tell me that the media should be run by paying people to do interviews, or that if you're advocating for fighter pay, then you should be giving some of the. No, that's not how it works. The media is a separate thing. The people who, if you're worried about fighter pay, you should be looking at the boss, Dana White, and that as well. So that's something that we need to point out here as well. And then also the thing about, Ariel's making money off clicks. Ariel went through and talked about it there. He's got a contract with Vox, with MMA Fighting. If an interview does well, it doesn't matter. He's getting paid exactly the same here. So that's another thing that, again, was lied about, that, oh, Ariel's desperate for clicks, he needs this, whatever. His contract's the same. Now, one thing Ariel should have mentioned there is that if he gets good guests, obviously he's going to keep being employed. If he's not getting big names or he's being kind of shut out, then that's a different story. I mean, that is one thing where I will disagree with Ariel. He probably should have brought that up yesterday, that, hey, you're probably not going to get hired if you're not able to land these big interviews. So that is one thing that I will, sort of mention if we want to critique Ariel at all here. But outside of that, I thought he came across great here, and I think Paddy's not coming across so well. So that's my opinion on the matter as well. And let me just state this as well too. I got to get this out there because, again, I've seen the comments. I've seen some people just absolutely not understand what's going on here. I don't think Ariel made Paddy Pimblett. I'm not suggesting that at all. I don't think the media makes any fighter. I know Paddy's a popular fighter. If Paddy had done zero media leading into the UFC, he's still going to be a popular fighter. The point I was making yesterday in the video is that Ariel gave him a platform years ago to the North American fans, because that's who he caters to. And that, I think, helped Paddy with things like the Barstool deal, with things like, again, it gave exposure to the North American audience. If you don't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you. People thinking that doesn't matter, it absolutely matters. So that's a key thing here. Again, I'm one of the people, and I'll say it, I'm very happy to have fighters that are willing to do interviews. I think it helps both sides of things. I think it's a give and a take here a little bit, So that's one of those things where I do understand the athletes are taking time. I'm not naive to that, but I'm also going to sit here and say that we shouldn't be paying for interviews. It's kind of crazy. And look, at the end of this thing, Paddy is a good fighter. He's good for the UFC. He's a good personality. There's a reason he's in the co-main event of UFC 282. I just think he comes across really bad here, and it looks like a guy trying to just appease his boss. And, because obviously Dana hates Ariel as it is. So what's one way to get in your boss's favor? Trash a guy that they don't already like. And I was also shocked, I kind of didn't even realize this, that Ariel can't do UFC coverage for BT Sport because Dana stepped in. Super petty stuff. So I'm not a fan of that at all. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. What did you think of what Ariel said yesterday? I want to hear from you guys, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Again, I'm more than happy to discuss this topic with you. as long as people aren't throwing out insults. And we had a bit of that yesterday. I get it. You like your guy, Paddy Pimblett. That makes sense. But critiquing him is not hating on him. People got to understand that, okay? We should be able to have a back and forth discussion without it getting to the point where, oh, you're biased, you're a fanboy, all this stuff. It's none of that, man. It's like, I don't have a dog in this fight. I have my only dog in this fight is the truth. And I think Ariel did a good job exposing that yesterday. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Lynch on Sports. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let me know what you guys think, like I said, and if there's any other topics that are going on in the news right now, let me know. I'm always trying to do more of these, trying to get the word out there. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and appreciate you tuning in.